Jey Uso just made his WWE return, so we'll see some big hints there. We'll also check out the latest for John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and more. Let's start things off with Jey Uso's return during the Grayson Waller effect. When the Grayson Waller effect was confirmed for Payback with special guest Cody Rhodes, the one thing WWE and Grayson kept saying about the show was that Cody was bringing in a big scoop of some big news. Well, we finally got to see what the big scoop was when Cody appeared on the Grayson Waller effect. Cody announced that Jey Uso was successfully traded from Smackdown to Raw. That led to Jey Uso coming out to make his big return and get in the ring with Grayson Waller. One big noticeable difference is that each of the Usos now have their own personalized theme songs. Jimmy has the new song that debuted on Smackdown, while Jay's new song debuted in this moment here at Payback. Jey does get to keep the original Uso theme song, but Jimmy's vocals have been removed from the track, and the track now features new vocals only by Jey, where Jey can be heard saying, "It's just me, Us." So, the big split is official, with both twins now having their own separate theme songs in WWE. But while Jey was entering the ring, we got another one of those classic moments that could either end up having a lot of meaning for the future, or it could be completely meaningless. It's hard to tell at this moment of time. But as Jey was climbing up the steps, he looked at Cody, acknowledged him, and pointed at him, almost like a way of thanking him. And especially with how Cody broke the news and the way he spoke, it does sound like Cody Rhodes possibly played a role in the Jey Uso trade. Cody is a big face of Monday Night Raw, and just seems like Cody was the one within the storyline to pull some strings and help Jey get traded over to Raw. And if that's really true, then it makes sense why Jey showed some gratitude there towards Cody within that moment in his Payback entrance. The last time Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso shared the ring was at Wrestlemania, though, where Jey was trying to attack Cody Rhodes for Roman's sake. But it looks like Jey and Cody must have spoken and cleared the air off screen, and Jey asked him for some help getting traded to Raw, and that's how it went down within the story. So Jey Uso is now fully detached from Roman Reigns and the Bloodline story, and it has nothing to do with them anymore, at least for the foreseeable future. A lot of people were expecting Jey to come back to SmackDown and see how that would work, but we got an answer now. Jey will literally have nothing to do with the Bloodline story since he's on Raw. He's now on Monday Night Raw with no strings attached to his family since they're all over on SmackDown. So we could definitely expect Jey to get himself into some new solo feuds on the Red brand. But obviously, splitting Jey up from the rest of the Bloodline is just a tactic being used to buy some time until WrestleMania season. The Usos split technically took place at SummerSlam, but the rumors immediately after that event always stated that WWE was interested in having Jimmy versus Jey at WrestleMania. So that explains why Jey has been separated and placed on Raw just to burn some time until WrestleMania season in a few months. And once WrestleMania season comes into play, then we can most definitely expect to see Jey Uso cross paths again with at least Jimmy Uso, and they'll pick up back from where they last left off at with SummerSlam. And fans don't expect Jey Uso to be the only one crossing paths again with the Bloodline for WrestleMania 40. Obviously, everyone expects Cody Rhodes to also cross paths with Roman Reigns again at WrestleMania 40. And what if that's basically what they started teasing with WWE Payback? Cody Rhodes did a big favor for Jey Uso. He helped Jey come over to Raw and get away from the Bloodline. So knowing that he owes Cody a big favor for that, what if Jey repays Cody for that favor by trying his best to get Cody Rhodes in contact with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman for that WrestleMania 40 rematch and try to set that up for Cody? So Cody pulled some strings for Jey to pull off the trade, so it'll be Jey's turn to pull some strings of his own for Cody Rhodes. So if that's what they're setting up to and hinting at already, then maybe that's how Jey and Cody will both find themselves tied up with the Bloodline's business again in the coming months leading up to WrestleMania. So maybe we can expect similar paths for both Cody and Jey for their immediate futures on Raw. Maybe the both of them have a few filler feuds to buy some time, until it's time for the both of them to re-enter the Bloodline's business, with Jey coming for Jimmy and Cody coming for Roman Reigns. So it's still extremely way and far away, but those are the two matches fans fully expect to see on the WrestleMania 40 card. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. This time now will be great for the Usos because they both have their own spotlight to shine on their own right now. Jey Uso will be getting into some major singles feud on Raw, and it seems like Jimmy will be tangled up with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. It's hard to say where Jimmy's head is exactly at right now, but one thing that appears to be confirmed is that Jimmy still hates Roman with all of his heart. So even though Jimmy appears to be technically a heel, maybe Jimmy will still have to try to find a few more run-ins with Roman. Since Jimmy doesn't see anything wrong with what he did at SummerSlam, maybe he blames Roman and Jey leaving and going over to Raw. So it'll just be interesting to see how Jey's Raw status now affects Jimmy over on Smackdown. WWE Payback was a night of fun side quests for John Cena as the host of the event. It all started off with a promo segment for John Cena, explaining all the things he wanted to do as a host. The first thing he mentioned was being the special guest referee for LA Knight versus The Miz, which was an idea that The Miz wasn't too fond of, so he came out and tried to get Cena to do something else. But Cena insisted on being the special guest referee for the match. So we get to the match and John Cena has several little moments of tension with both LA Knight and The Miz. Cena had to pull them out of the corner and threaten them for not breaking the hold before the 5 count. And when Cena did it to LA Knight got right back in his face and said he'll drop Cena any day of the week. LA Knight was still able to pull off the win over The Miz, but had another moment with John Cena on the entrance stage. They both got in each other's faces, but John Cena offered him a handshake and raised his hand. John Cena then took part in a few backstage interviews playing the role of a journalist, and that was it for the night. John Cena will still be around nearly the start of November, so that's definitely enough time for him to get into a decent feud, but nothing has been started for Cena as of this moment. He teased something with Jimmy Uso, The Miz, and LA Knight so far during his first few days back. But it looks like we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see what the major feud of this John Cena run will be. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.